In a Toledo neighborhood, the sense of safety was completely shattered. It all started on a Tuesday, March 2025, when a 13-year-old girl known for her bright smile was reported missing. A week later, her body was found in a rundown, abandoned house. The first reports were horrific enough to send shockwaves through the community. But the most chilling fact was yet to come. The prime suspect, the man police would later call an animal, was her own father. This is a story of a crime that stole a young life and the dramatic manhunt for that ended in a hell of gunfire. Kaymani Lateeg was a 13-year-old girl with her whole life ahead of her. She lived in Toledo, Ohio with her grandmother, who was also her legal guardian. Her mother lived in Cleveland, and her 33-year-old father, Darnell Jones, was a presence in her life, sometimes taking her for weekend visits. The last weekend of Kaymani's life started out like any other, but on March 17th or 18th of 2025, something went terribly wrong. She was last seen with her father before she vanished. Her grandmother noticed signs of a struggle and that Kaymani hadn't gone to school. Reported her missing on March 18th. What started as a missing person case quickly grew more sinister as the days passed. The investigation soon zeroed in on the last person she was seen with, Darnell Jones. Just hours before his daughter's body was found, police issued a warrant for his arrest on abduction charge. Then, on March 24th, the community's worst fears were confirmed. Kaymani's body was discovered inside a vacant home on Miami Street. The Lucas County Coroner's Office later confirmed her death was a homicide caused by multiple deep cuts to her neck from a bladed instrument. While unofficial police sources reported other horrific injuries, the official cause of death was clear and brutal. With Kaymani's body found, the search for Darnell Jones intensified into a full-blown manhunt that led investigators to Columbus, Ohio. On March 25th, only a day after his daughter was discovered, the Columbus SWAT officers tracked Jones to the city's Short North area. Body cam footage showed the intense and chaotic moments of his capture. Police ordered Jones to show his hands, but he refused to comply. When he reached into his pocket, an officer fired, hitting Jones. A gun was found at the scene, and Jones, who survived his injuries, was taken to a nearby hospital. It was there, while being interviewed by detectives from his hospital bed, that the case took a definitive turn. Darnell Jones admitted to inflicting the wounds that killed his daughter. He confessed that he had dragged her against her will to the abandoned house, where her life was so tragically cut short. The father, who was supposed to be her protector, admitted he was her killer. The confession sent waves of anger and grief to the city of Toledo. Jones was extradited back to Lucas County and held on a $4 million bond. On April 23rd of 2025, a grand jury handed down a 15-count indictment against him. The charges included 4 counts of aggravated murder with death penalty specifications, 2 counts of rape, 3 counts of kidnapping, aggravated burglary, endangering children, gross abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors announced they would seek the death penalty. As of early 2026, the case is working its way through pre-trial motions. A tentative trial date has been scheduled for April 2026. In January of 2026, a judge denied defense motions to suppress key evidence, including a home security system and other items taken from Jones's home and vehicle, ruling that police had probable cause for the searches. In a more recent development, Jones's attorneys have filed a notice that intend to argue he suffered from a serious mental illness at the time of the crime, which, if successful, could prevent the state from seeking the death penalty. The community's outrage wasn't just aimed at Jones. Protesters gathered outside the offices of Lucas County Children's Services, demanding accountability and asking if more could have been done to protect Kaymani. It was later revealed that LCCS had investigated reports of physical discipline by Kaymani's grandmother in the months before the murder. But the agency stated it had no record of any reports ever naming Daryl Jones and the response to the tragedy. Activists and community members have continued to call for systematic change to better protect vulnerable children. This case raises incredible tough questions about family, the community, and the systems meant to keep our children safe. How do you think communities can do a better job of protecting their most vulnerable? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. If you think these stories are important and need to be told, please consider liking and subscribing for more in-depth reports. The legal battle for Kaimani Latigue is not over. Her father, Darnell Jones, has pled not guilty and is awaiting his capital murder trial, where a jury will decide his fate. For a family in a city still in shock, the court proceedings are a slow path towards justice that can never truly bring back what was lost. Kaimani's life was cut short in an unimaginable act of betrayal, but her memory now fuels a powerful demand for change, a call to action to make sure no other child meets the same terrible fate.